also, I think our vision allowed us to transcend some very important differences in race and class. I mean, let's be frank. This is an 88% African-American city. Over 50% of people live in poverty. And here are these two white women who grew up in the suburbs opening an organic bread bakery. Say what? And yet from day one, we have never received anything but love and support and a lot of patience as they teach us what we're supposed to know. Because people shared our vision. They knew we weren't there to colonize the neighborhood. They knew that we were not there to gentrify the neighborhood. They understood our vision and they wanted to be part of their vision. And now that is our community. And not insignificantly, the vision is what kept us going. Through 100-hour work weeks, as I'm sure many of you have had, through 110-degree nights baking bread, which I hope none of you have had. And so the vision is critical in launching. So, but a vision without values is like a plot without characters. So vision is how we fit into the whole, and the values are who we are. They determine our culture, makes our brand, it's our soul. So according to the Buddhist principles of right livelihood, we kind of knew what our values were gonna be. Again, now these seem second nature, but in the mid-90s in Detroit, it seemed fairly revolutionary. And our values were what you can also call triple bottom line: earth, community, and employees. So earth. We had to start out with something that would be our line in the sand. We knew from the beginning there would be a ton of compromises. We're in a very economically mixed neighborhood. We cannot sell a cookie for $4.50. It's just not gonna work. And if you used 100% organic ingredients, that's what you'd be doing. But we knew we had to draw a line in the sand over which we would not cross. And so we chose flour. It's our #1 commodity. It also, although it's twice as expensive as conventional flour, it's a relatively inexpensive commodity. So we chose a commodity that we would buy a lot of, and hopefully we would have an opportunity to impact a small segment of the organic economy and support the organic farmers. And I'm happy to report, much to our surprise, our distributor tells us that we are now the largest purchaser of organic bread flour in Michigan. And so we're kind of tickled about it. And so we've been supporting for 15 years these Mennonite farmers in Marienthal, Kansas, that have been growing organic flour a whole lot longer than I've been around. But we're supporting them in their principles and their values. Interestingly, Dawn Foods, which is a national bakery distribution company, but is based in Michigan, started to carry organic flour so they could service us. Now the organic ingredients are a big part of their business. So just by doing the right thing, and staying focused, we were able to affect other businesses as well. So of course we use local products whenever possible. We use non-toxic cleaning products. And this is embarrassing, but in Detroit, recycling is a revolutionary act. The reason is because we have the only incinerator in the country, waste to energy incinerator, that's in the middle of a city, right in the middle of a city. So because the city was making money on it, burning waste into energy, it was actually illegal when we opened to do commercial recycling. But we're radicals. So we paid a customer who had a waste hauling business to subterfuge to take nobody was watching, of course, but to take our recycling out to the suburbs to drop off at a recycling location. Now that customer, Matt Naimi, then kind of realized, well, this is kind of a good idea. Maybe other businesses want it too. Now Matt now has one of the fastest growing businesses in Detroit that's called Recycle Here, and an amazing business that he spun off once he started working with business of compostable, disposable food products, so like cups and napkins and all that, and he has a very fast growing business. So again, we were able to support another business in forming. So, but the whole point is we started small. We started where we were. We're trying to change the world, but we can't change history. So we can only do things one small thing at a time. So right relationship with community. I heard that the workshop I heard on social equity, really nailed this, and I almost just wish I had her visual because it was so effective, but I'll give it a shot. In Detroit, in some ways, community is the easiest because, quite frankly, it was such an underserved community when we arrived, and it still really is, that just providing something that was of use was right relationship with the community. So bread, sustenance, nutrition, it's relatively affordable, and if anything in the world is a symbol of a hearth or warmth or healing or nurturing, it's bread. So right there, we're giving to the community. But then, of course, we give back to the community in ways that every single business should give back to the community. Of course, we're giving back our leftover products. We're giving back lots and lots of donations, in kind and financial. And we've started over the years to really refine that. So now when we get, we probably get, 10 requests a week or something like that. And we just used to randomly go, this sounds good, no, that sounds bad, or we don't have time to do this is too much. But now we have a matrix where we evaluate our 3 bottom lines and try to understand where the organizations, what is most closely aligned with our values. But it's also our marketing budget. We don't pay for advertising, we never have. So we also need to make sure that our demographic is knowing about what we're doing. So if a Catholic church in St. Clair Shores in the suburbs, they might be doing great work, but we're more likely to give to a small after-school program for at-risk youth because that's our community. And quite frankly, those are our customers. And then the other thing is just being on site. People seeing us coming and going to work. They knew we were working hard, and they became part of our extended family. So they mourned with us when I lost my mom, when Ann lost her brother. They celebrated with us when we had children. And everywhere along the way, our lives became intertwined, sometimes a little much. And we attracted other businesses. So it was never in our wildest dreams could I have imagined that we would have 15 businesses on our block that we do now. And it's amazing because those businesses were attracted to our block because they saw an example of a business that did good and did well. And they shared our values and they shared our vision and they wanted to be part of it. So a small clothing store and a gift store and now a little food market, and they've all opened up, and now we become a village, and we call ourselves the Willis Village. In Detroit, again, unfortunately, there are not a lot of neighborhoods where African American owned and white owned businesses exist together. Our neighborhood is an exception. And so our community has developed, we have an annual block party, we all share a common birthday, and so we've developed into really sort of a hub and a model, and it feels good for people to come there because it's the kind of world they all want to be part of.